Hi, and welcome to the You World Order Showcase podcast, where we feature life, health, transformational coaches, and spiritual entrepreneurs stepping up to be the change they seek in the world. I'm your host, Jill Hart, the Coach's Alchemist, on a mission to help coaches and entrepreneurs amplify their voice, monetize their mission, and get visible, leveraging podcasts and the million-plus audience on our Gnostic TV network. Today, we are chatting with Dr. LaChelle Wieme. And Dr. Wieme is a highly rated motivational speaker with 15 plus years of public speaking experience, as well as 6 plus years executing business strategy, coaching, and consulting. LaChelle works with individuals, groups, and organizations to expedite their impact and income through high-level sustainable change by optimizing clarity, courage, confidence, and consistency. LaChelle is also the founder and host of Spiral Up Podcast, as well as the founder and CEO of I Am Life by Design, a business consulting firm. Welcome to the show, LaChelle.
I
It's really
am
great to
so
have
glad
you.
to be here, Jill. Thank you so much. I am so excited for this conversation.
Me too. I've been looking forward to it. So let me ask you the big question.
Yeah.
What what's the most significant thing, in your opinion, we can do as individuals to make the greatest impact on how the world is going today?
Yeah. So I think that you kind of had, warned me about that question before we got on here. And I just got to say that I am a nerd. If you guys can see our screens, you'll know that I am surrounded by books and I love listening to podcasts. I love reading books. I love having conversations with people who have gotten it figured out. And I got to tell you, Jill, that every single one of those resources have led me to one common theme that I believe with all of my heart. And that is that successful people do not allow themselves to stay victims to the circumstances. They figure out a way to rise above. And so, as your mystic perspective, right? This is really the law of cause and effect in motion. It's us recognizing that our life and our circumstances are not always what we would expect them to be, but we always get to choose how we're going to handle them. We always get to choose how we're going to treat people. We always get to choose how we get to look at certain situations and how we want to decide to rise above. And the moment that we allow ourselves to stay victims to our circumstances or allow for the division between us and another human being to be what we focus on, then we're going to stay in our own misery, right? So I think that the most important thing that I think we can do for ourselves and the ripple effect that we can have for others is to just take accountability for ourselves, our decisions, our lives, our attitudes, our actions, and be the catalyst for the better of all, just because the law of cause and effect, honestly.
I love that so much. I have a personal saying, it's be your own damn hero.
Yes,
You don't have to
I
wait for
totally
somebody
agree with
else.
that. 100%. I think that all of us are given this a beautiful superpower of free will. And every
Hmm.
single moment we get to choose. And the moment that you think that you are subject to something else, you've literally given away your power,
Yeah.
right?
And it affects every part of your life and everyone you touch.
Yes, 100%. So that's my answer.
I love it. I love it. So if somebody were to find you and your podcast,
Yeah.
what would they really learn?
Yeah, so I'm all about spiraling up. I think that as solopreneurs, it's really easy for us to get down in ourselves. I think a lot of people can get caught up in the minutia of all the things, can get overwhelmed, can get caught up in overthinking. You think you're doing all the things, you are doing all the things, you're trading your, 9 to 5 to 24/7, and you're not getting the results that you thought you would by now. And so you start to doubt yourself, you start to wonder if you really are, supposed to be doing this, and we can easily spiral down. And so, what I want to do is help people to stay in massive forward momentum, because when we can show up as the best versions of ourselves, when we can literally allow ourselves to reach our fullest potential, we can have this massive ripple effect on the world. And so, I want people to continue to spiral up on their journey, to have massive forward momentum, to be better, to do better, to have better in life and in business. And when we can utilize those tools to healing, the root causes of those limiting beliefs, to be able to get our confidence and our courage and our consistency in check, we can really start to make a difference. And so that's really what the spiral up journey is all about, is helping people to stay in that massive forward momentum when life gets hard.
Do you find, I'm kind of speaking from my own experience
Yeah.
here, about there's a difference between just doing all the things. And,
Mm,
we all get bombarded every day
yeah,
with information from conflicting information, often
totally.
from
Yeah,
different sources
yeah,
that we respect, and things that, and then we try to piece them all together and figure
yes,
out where we're going.
yes.
And there's some magic in, you talk about spiraling up, but it's
Mhm,
it's not, I don't think, necessarily just the forward movement. That doesn't cause you to spiral up. It just causes you to be in motion. And it,
mhm,
it could be in motion all over the place, or
mhm.
it
Yeah,
could be um intentional
mhm,
motion.
yeah.
So
So,
I've found that allowing space for letting the pieces fall into place a little
mhm,
bit more than
yeah,
just
totally.
like jumping on it. What are
Yes. Oh
your
my
thoughts
gosh.
on that?
What you're talking about is really just aligned action. And so what I do in my Spiral Up program and the podcast and all the things is I really teach my secret sauce, I guess, is that everything that I do has this beautiful intersection between quantum physics, brain science, and scripture. It's like the three most powerful tools that we could have that intersect to see massive sustainable change. And what we
Mhm.
can do with that is we can essentially manifest, co-create with our creator to create this beautiful life, right? The problem that people have and what's keeping them from doing that is honestly resistance, right? The things that cause resistance are the limiting beliefs that get in our way. It's the lack of confidence that we have so we don't show up. It's a lack of courage to take the next step. It's the lack of confidence and trust in our own discernment. And so what happens is people are making decisions from a place that needs healing. They're making a
Mhm.
decision from a place of insecurity, of lack, of desperation. And therefore, oftentimes I see this a lot with people who are feeling completely overwhelmed and burned out is that they're not afraid of working. They're not afraid of trying things. They're not afraid of being coachable. And I can say, like, ask me how I know, Jill, because I've
How do
been
you
there, right?
know, LaChelle?
And it's just like you do that. And then what happens is like, okay, well, if that works, then that should work, and then that should work, and then that should work. And then before you know it, you're like, what the hell? This is not what I signed up for. This is not the time freedom that I thought I was going to get. And you
I need
start
to
to
go
kind of,
back to work because I'm
yeah. And so,
tired.
yes. And so we throw spaghetti against the wall, right? Hoping that something sticks. And so what I like to help my clients do is essentially get rid of resistance. It's really the flow state money method that I use to help people get to where they want to go faster and manifesting those, 5-figure months with sustainability. And it's really getting rid of any of the resistance points. And that comes from getting to the root causes of things that are preventing them from showing up in their power of free choice and the law of cause and effect that we talked about. It is knowing that they can come from a confident, healed perspective. It is knowing that they are not alone and that they can tap into the greater consciousness. They can tap in to the creator of the universe to help them know what aligned actions to take versus just trying to do what this influencer says and this person says and this podcast says, because that is not taking aligned action. And so when I can help my clients and help my listeners understand that really the whole manifestation code that I talk about is rooted in the fact that we have to stay in high vibes. That's kind of the metaphor of the spiral up, really, is the higher vibration of things, because that's what we need to leverage a lot of vibration, right? So it's staying in high vibes, and that allows for the things that would cause a resistance, those buts that get in our way, the I would do this, but and I'm, too scared or I don't have time or whatever. So getting rid of the resistance to having a clear vision of what you want and accepting that vision with wholeness and worthiness and knowing that it is for you. The next thing is to knowing that it's on its way without doubt and full expectation with Thanksgiving, which a lot of us that have our unworthiness and, oh, it hasn't worked to the past, so it's really hard to really believe it. And then the final piece of this is to take in aligned, inspired action. So what does that look like? That means that before you get up in the morning, before you do your to-do list, that you are tapping into greater consciousness, that you are allowing God, your higher self, your belief system, the things that are outside of what you can see to guide those steps because they know what is the perfect thing for you in this perfect timing instead of doing all the things. And so I teach my clients things like tapping into their body to be able to ask spirit yes, no questions, to be able to use things like muscle testings because we can tap into our subconscious and our God consciousness and know exactly what it is to do versus doing all the dang things and then wondering why you're burnt out and things aren't working. Right?
Yeah. And I think that goes back to the leaving space in your day to
Yeah.
let things fall into place instead of
Yes.
just like charging forward and doing all the things that you think you're supposed to be doing. You don't always have to be in motion to be in motion.
100%. And that's where that energy comes in because there is a difference in, I tell people all the time, it's not what you do, it's who you are while you do it, right? So if I go into a conversation, let's just say that I have prayed on this and I really feel like I'm supposed to have conversations with these people today, okay? I have to just trust that the right people are going to be coming into my sphere of influence to have those conversations. I have to take aligned action with confidence, knowing that I'm going to bring my best to the situation, but I have to allow for the outcome to be released. That there is nothing tied to any one person, place, or thing, that I allow for it to evolve how it's supposed to evolve. And that allows for the space between knowing with expectation and thanksgiving that what I desire, it's on its way to me. But the how is none of my damn business, right? Like I get to just relax and release and allow and watch it come into place while I am taking inspired action one step at a time. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense, and it also addresses the habit that some of us have, no names, please, of we set intentions and then we think about all the ways to make those intentions happen. And when you
Yeah,
have inspired action
yeah,
to take, it helps get
yeah.
your mind out of the way so that whatever's supposed to happen can happen
Yes.
instead of like, okay, I'm looking for it to happen this way. And then you put
Yeah,
your blinders on and you miss all of the opportunities
totally.
that are happening all
100.
around you all the
Yes.
time.
100%. So like there's two things. I get kind of sciencey because as a person with an anesthesia background, I love the brain, I love science, and I love woo-woo because
Mhm.
I've been able to prove it with science, right? So
Yep.
without getting too geeky, I'm just going to say that there's two things that what you said are really sparking my interest in expanding. One is that oftentimes people will come to a situation, whether it be a problem that they want to solve, or they're trying to, I don't know what to do next, or I don't know if I should do this or whatever. And so they get so focused on what that problem is that they align themselves with the energy of the problem. And so if I were to hold up my iPad right here, you can see, Jill, that it has a front and a back, correct?
Mhm.
So the front and the back both coexist at the same time. So just because I'm looking at my screen doesn't mean that the
Hey all, I'm Jill Hart. We all know that legal matters can be costly and stressful. Finding the right representation and dealing with high retainers and hourly bills adds up fast. But what if I told you there was a way to have legal insurance, just like your health or auto insurance? Well, Legal Shield has leveled that playing field. From just $29.95 a month, you get access to lawyers for personal legal matters, from traffic tickets to real estate issues or even trust matters. Help is just a tap away on your phone. Call or text 435-764-0875 and use the code JillLegal or start your journey to legal protection today.
screen doesn't that you know that the screen exists,
Mhm.
correct? So when we think about this, the problem, the thing that we're trying to solve is at this frequency here. Meanwhile, the solution is just coexisting at the exact same time, but just at a different frequency. And so the more that we focus on the problem, the more that we try to brainstorm and to troubleshoot and to think about it from every single angle we could possibly think of, the more we're just realigning ourselves with the energy, the vibrational energy and the frequency of the problem. Meanwhile, the solution is existing. And so it sounds so simple and it sounds too easy for people. But I tell them, rather than trying to focus so much on solving the problem, go for a walk, go out for a date, meditate and pray. allow yourself to raise your vibration, and then the problem's solution will literally just come to you. I will tell you that the whole Spiral Up podcast and the whole Spiral Up brand was birthed out of my releasing. I was like, oh my gosh, like, what should I do? I read the book, 10x is easier than 2x. I'm like, what's my thing? Like, what should I focus on? And I was trying to force it so much. And I went on this amazing dream 2-week vacation with my family. We went through 5 national parks in Utah and Colorado. Like, it was amazing experience. And it just like came to me from a download because I wasn't forcing it. I allowed myself to raise the vibrational frequency that allowed for the law of vibration to entangle with and resonate with the solution very naturally, right? The other thing that I want to say about this is that if I were to, I'm gonna grab one of my business cards here. Okay, so if I hold up my business card, you can see how thin it is, right?
Mhm.
When I think about this, and I am looking at my problems just from my logical perspective, and I'm overthinking, I'm troubleshooting, I'm trying to think, well, what should I do? I am
Mhm.
literally tapping into about as much as thickness as this business card is. Because the reality is that our brain, the reticular activating system specifically, is going to filter out anything that does not align with what it already believes to be true and what it knows about you and what it knows about the world. So all of these other solutions have literally been filtered out because it hasn't been aligning with the reticular activating system, and your brain doesn't even see it. Okay. So if you were
Mhm.
trying to solve all your problems by just thinking about the problem and thinking about what you know about it and all the things, you're missing out on this ginormous ability to tap into universal intelligence, the part in the quantum space that already knows that all potentials are coexisting, that the future you already knows how everything is going to turn out, the God that created all the universe that already knows how it's going to turn out, and you can tap into that by allowing your subconscious to tap into that and allow for yourself to be opened up to all of these new solutions that you never even considered before because you stopped hanging on so tightly to everything that you know and what you think you should do.
And being good with just sitting with
Mhm.
letting it hang. I,
Yeah.
like not having to have an opinion about whether it's going to work or not,
Mhm.
or what the next thing is that you really should do because X, Y, and Z person told you
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
And I, when you were showing me the the pad, the iPad,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I, you you sparked something in me where it's different perspectives, and this is where coaching can really come in handy, in that you're looking at one side of it, but I'm looking at the other side
Oh,
of
yeah.
it.
Totally.
I'm seeing things that you don't even know exist, and you're seeing things that I don't know exist. But
Mhm.
having two people come together and say, okay, so from my perspective, this is what I'm seeing. And
Yes.
from your perspective, what are you seeing? And then let's turn it around so we can each look at the other side. And when you have two people doing that, it allows for more ideas to flow, and
100%.
and then not having to hang on to a result. You
Mhm.
can just look at
Yeah.
the opportunities and
Yes.
being open to them. And so that brings us to, how do you help people in your coaching practice? Is it like
Yes.
groups? Is it one-on-one? Is it just
Yeah.
like a course? How does
I
all that
so
look?
all of that actually, so my signature program, the flagship way that you can work with me is actually group plus coursework. And what I've
Mhm.
done is I've created basically what they're called the foundations of success. These are the 7 areas of resistance that I see that hold people back from manifesting easily.
Mhm.
And what I do is I allow for them to be able to watch these bite-sized videos with these workbooks and come to me with group weekly coaching. And that has been unbelievable, with people coming together to support each other and to learn the things that took me decades to learn. People can upgrade to one-on-one time with me, and then they can, decide to do something more on their own pace with my DIY version. I really wanted to give people the least amount of excuses to get the most results they can. And I believe with 1000% of myself that once we can really master these 7 key areas, every strategy that you're ever presented with will work, because you will have the confidence to know what you're doing. You'll have the confidence to not overthink. You will be able to tap into universal guidance to help you decide what strategies to use. You will have the tools that it takes to be consistent and following through, and to be able to stay in high vibrations even when life gets hard. And it's just unbelievable to see the transformation that I have allowed people to experience, because it's not just about making money, Jill. Like, any of us can make money. It's about making money with flow and ease and joy. It's about getting out of the race. It's about getting out of the hustle for the sake of hustling, because that is not abundance. That is not the wealth frequency. That
It's
is
about making a difference,
yes, 100%. It's
ultimately.
all about making a difference, because when you can manifest abundance, you are literally creating a situation that creates a betterment for the whole. That's how manifesting works. You can't just, I'm not going to get a Ferrari in my driveway unless it would benefit a lot more people than just me. That's just how that works, right? And that's what I love
Yeah.
about it, that I just had a colleague of mine, a past client, say to me, like, gosh, LaChelle, you could do anesthesia and make, a comfortable living working 7 days a month if you wanted to. But yet here you are, you show up and you do all of these other things. And she's like, I'm just blown away at your drive for service. And that's what it's about. This year, I've really been tapping into a lot of different techniques to get me in a theta brainwave, to help
Mhm.
me to tap into the God consciousness. And the vision that I keep seeing over and over, Jill, is this expansiveness, but it's like this wave of expansiveness where we all are all riding this wave together. And that by allowing all of us to come together and to show up in our best selves, and to allow for ourselves to help one another, we all rise with this beautiful expansiveness. And that's what I see for the world in this coming up season. And I'm so excited to be a part of it.
I am with you, sister.
Yeah.
I really feel that. My phrase for the year that I got in January was get visible. And
Yes.
everything is about helping people get visible, because by being able to be visible and for other people to be able to see what you're doing, it empowers them to step into their light and shine it out, because we all have some special gift that we're
Yeah.
here to share with the rest
Yeah.
of the world. The world needs that piece that we provide,
100%.
but unless we
100%.
step up,
Yeah. And I think that
there's a
that's
hole.
probably like what gets me out of bed in the morning, honestly, Jill, is that I've been there too, where I had a lot of butts that were in my way.
Mhm.
We all have big butts, guys, and I cannot lie. And these butts are beliefs underestimating truth. It's the
Mhm.
belief that you aren't good enough. It's the belief that you don't have what it takes. It's the belief that nobody wants what you have. It's the belief that, you're never going to make it. It's a belief that my husband doesn't support me. Whatever the case may be, they're butts. And I want to help people bust through their butts so that you can stand up at the end of your life and hear, well done, good and faithful servant, that you have used every single ounce of your gifting, your uniqueness, the experiences that you've been through, the passions that you have to serve the world in the best place. And it breaks my heart when I see people giving into their butts when they know deep down that they have something so much bigger in store for them. And I see overwhelm and I see overthinking as two of the biggest barriers to allowing people to stay small. And I am so done with playing small myself. And I want to bring along as many people as I can to just see what the heck we're capable of, right?
I am so excited for that. And you have a manifest, consistent 5-figure months without overthinking or burnout that you offer for people. You want to talk about that just a little bit?
Yeah, so I created this really amazing masterclass. You guys, I have been working with a team of people for the last year to create this beautiful masterclass that tells you the exact things that you need to do to be able to manifest consistent 5-figure amounts without overthinking, without burnout. And it really comes down to helping you take a more empowered space in decision making. And when you can make that into decision making space from a place of confidence and consistency and trust in your discernment, like, you can handle any strategy that's on its way. And so really it's a way for me to explain the whole flow state money method that I use to create a life that is abundant, but is abundant in all ways. It's abundant in love. It's abundant in time with my family. It's abundant in giving back. That's what I want for people. And if we're struggling and we're hustling and we're constantly in the desperation energy mode, that's not abundance. That is not serving people. That's not serving you. And so I really just want to help people understand their biggest roadblocks and their barriers and their bottlenecks to making that happen. So
I love it. And yeah, people need that so much right now. It's like, go take the masterclass.
Yes, yes. I have a special gift in there too. So if you actually watch it, because this is the thing, I help busy people get less busy, but oftentimes busy people don't make the time to learn the dang things to get unbusy. So I
Right.
have a special gift for you guys that if you actually sign up for the masterclass and you watch it within 48 hours, you have a really amazing special bonus that you get. So I'm going to encourage all of you guys to bust through your butts and watch the dang video.
Yeah, and do it within 48 hours so you could get that special gift.
Yeah,
And you'll have to go watch it in order to find out what that is.
that's right. That's right.
And you can find that on LaChelle's site, iam-lifebydesign.com. And we'll make sure we put the link below. So thank you so much for joining us today, LaChelle. It's been great chatting with you.
Oh, thank you, Jill. I'm so grateful to be here and blessed to serve you and your audience. And you guys, like, you got this. Like, I believe in you. So let my belief carry you to the next level. Continue to spiral up, friend. And Jill, thank you so much for the service that you give everybody.
You are so welcome. And thank you all for listening today. If you have a podcast or you're interested in starting one and you're interested in getting your message in front of our huge and active audience, be sure to reach out to us at support@heartlifecoach.com. We love to help spiritual entrepreneurs and coaches amplify their voice and monetize their mission and offer a variety of ways to do this on the Gnostic TV network platform. Join us for our next episode as we share what others are doing to raise the global frequency. And remember, change begins with you. You have all the power to change the world. Start today and get visible.